So as you heard right now, there are a lot of big issues with public transportation out there.
That's right. We have known that for years. So in 2012, the Regional Transit Authority was created to help find a long-term solution. And now that that's kicking into gear, this week the group is holding open house meetings all over Southeast Michigan to discuss some potential options.
They say they want to coordinate service between 5 current transit services from Detroit and the suburbs. The idea would be to connect Detroit to Ann Arbor, Pontiac, and M59. Joining us right now, Michael Ford, the CEO of the Regional Transit Authority. And you heard the people in our rant van, not customer friendly, not safe, dirty. People aren't exactly happy with mass transit out here. What are they telling you?
Well, we're hearing some issues there, but people are excited about the opportunity for the coordination of transportation. We know that there's some work to do. That's why we're out talking to people, hearing what they have to say, to help inform our plan going forward. We need a robust transportation plan that meets the needs. So we're wanting to hear from people. We've been out in Oakland, Macomb, Washtenaw, Wayne, and we'll be in Oakland tomorrow in the city of Detroit. So we're out now and also for the next 3 months, just hearing what people have to say so we can make sure that we're addressing those needs as we develop this plan, which needs to be done by the end of this year.
How much public transportation would you say is necessary to meet the region's needs?
Well, I think there's a long way to go. I think there are, a lot of good stories I'm hearing too. People are saying things are improving, but we need a coordinated effort among the carriers, and we need a way forward. So this plan really helps us get there. But we do have some challenges, and we need more frequency, later night, earlier morning. These are some of the comments I'm hearing, weekend service. But that can all be realized in a plan that the people have spoken to, and that's what we're trying to work on right now.
Most of the discussion seems to involve buses. I mean, we hear about M1 light rail, but unfortunately it's a very, very short segment. Most cities depend on a real mix of buses, light rail, subways, train systems. Where are you guys heading with this discussion?
Well, again, we're waiting and getting input from folks. Rail is definitely a possibility, but it's bus, it's other modes of transportation. It's about really mobility for elderly and disabled, for millennials, getting people around. So it can take on a variety of forms, but we also have to be clear on what we can do right now and what's going to take a little bit longer to realize, but it's all part of the plan going forward, and that's why we're out this week and then for the next 2 to 3 months, and then we'll be coming back in September, October to make sure that we've gotten it right.
Are you guys thinking outside the box, or are you still thinking pretty much of what has worked in the past in other places?
No, I think we are looking outside the box. I think there are some things that we know instinctively that we're hearing, but I think we have to be thinking about the future, and it's not just about getting you from point A to point B, but you heard issues about the shelters, about wayfinding, about real-time information, so people can navigate and be able to address their needs and not feeling like they're waiting for transportation, but they can, access it when they need it.
Michael, with all due respect, people have been complaining about long wait times for buses for years, really. What can you do, and can you almost promise them that this is something that you're working on immediately and not waiting till the end of the year until you have all these meetings?
Well, I think there's some things that we can try to do, with the coordination between SMART and DDOT and the other carriers. There are maybe some demonstration projects that we can run. We're actually working on airport service right now. We'll be getting a request for proposal out by the end of June. So those are some things that we can do. There's some demonstration projects. But obviously there's some more coordination opportunities, and that's what we're working on right now.
Michael, give us the utopian view. What would you really love to see, and when would you like to see this unified system up and running?
Well, I'd like to be able to get a plan done, because that will inform where we're going. We need a vision forward for a short and long term. But I want to be able to make sure that anybody in this region get where they want to go quick, efficient, safely, in a timely manner, no matter what time of day or night. And that, is really the objective. And there's ways to get there, and we've got to get started. I think there's some progress going on right now, but a plan's really going to help shape and sharpen our focus and determine where we want to go from here.
Plans, to implement these plans takes money, so where are these funds ultimately going to come from?
Well, we're going to have to invest. There's no doubt about it. We're behind in that sense. We only invest about $74 per capita here, and average is about $184 if you look at the top 25 cities. And look at New York on the other end, that's $612 or $624 per capita they invest in. So we're going to have to, come up with a plan that's clear, that speaks to what people's needs are, and be able to execute.
And when you saw road funding, you saw some pushback on that funding, as you say, of preparing for the future?
Well, I mean, we got to be clear, though. We have to be able to engage people, and I think that's what we're focused on right now. We want this to be really the people's plan and be able to hear what they're having to say, because ultimately it has to satisfy their needs. So we've heard a lot, but we've got some more time to incorporate those thoughts and ideas, and then come back in September, October to say, here's the meat on the bones. Did we get it right? And can we move this forward? And then we can start addressing the finance part of that. But we're also assembling a financial task force to help us during this process that will be comprised of folks from Macomb, Oakland, Wayne, Washtenaw, and the city of Detroit. So we'll have some experts in there with high financial and business acumen, folks from senior service agencies, social service agencies, universities, and others to help us give a guiding hand to what the costs may look like.
Teamwork. We do need a solution in our area. Michael Ford from the Regional Transit Authority, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Still heading